Are you ready to learn about your body's superpower highway of control and healing? Let's check it out. Hi, I'm Dr. Jack Schaefer. I'm a doctor of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, as well as a functional medicine practitioner here in Colorado. And today I want to talk with you a little bit about the vagus nerve. Let's talk about how it orchestrates harmony in the body. The vagus nerve is actually really interesting. If we look at it this way, the human body is this marvel of complexity. It has various systems working in harmony to maintain balance. And among these, the vagus nerve, or what's also called the 10th cranial nerve, plays a pivotal role in orchestrating our physiologic balance. And today, let's delve into it, a little bit about its anatomy, function, and some of the impacts that it has on the body. Now, it consists of two parts, a left and a right branch, and they originate in your medulla oblongata of the brainstem. These branches extend through the body, influencing different organs in the thoracic and abdominal cavities, with both sensory and motor fibers. Thus, the vagus nerve is actually able to serve as a communication pathway between the brain and different organs in the body. So let's look at this, and this is actually why it gets so interesting, because it works with different organs along with the brain. For example, it works with heart rate regulation. So the vagus nerve actually modulates heart rate, and it promotes a state of relaxation and contributing to overall cardiovascular health. The vagus nerve also has respiratory control within its domain, so it influences respiratory function by regulating the depth and rate of the breathing, ensuring efficient gas exchange in the lungs and the like. That's actually really important. So we have heart and we have lungs. It also, oddly enough, regulates our digestive system in many ways. So it enhances gastric secretion, it can facilitate the release of digestive enzymes, and signals a feeling of satiety, contributing to digestive health. So people can actually stimulate or modulate their vagus nerve as a way of improving the feeling of satiety when they eat to help regulate overeating, for example. The vagus nerve actually also works with our immune system too. So recent research suggests that the vagus nerve plays a role in immune system modulation by dampening excess inflammation through the cholinergic anti-inflammatory pathway in the body. And if we do that, we actually can have better immune health, which is also really interesting. So far you can see that the vagus nerve, it's touching on our heart, it's touching on our lungs, it's touching on our digestive system, and it's touching on our immune system. The next one that comes up for most of us that we don't even think about is our emotional well-being. The vagus nerve is implicated in our emotional and mental well-being. And this actually can form a crucial part of the gut-brain axis. So that said, if our emotional well-being isn't doing well, we can actually have gut issues at the same time. Now, the vagus nerve is also implicated in other things, in the body, but these are probably the primary ones that I want to talk about. And so to truly understand the dynamics of the vagus nerve, let's explore how it responds to different stimuli and adapts to various situations. So, for example, rest and digest. So during rest, the vagus nerve, it dominates, promoting that feeling of rest and digest, that response in optimizing the body's functions for recuperation, right? It actually is implicated in fight or flight. So in times of stress, the sympathetic nervous system activates the fight or flight response, and the vagus nerve acts as a counterbalance, restoring equilibrium once the stressor has passed. So we see our vagus nerve is necessary in both the rest and digest state, as well as the fight or flight state. It also is really important in our social engagement and connection with others. So this positive social interactions stimulate the vagus nerve, and it promotes a sense of well-being and relaxation. So when we are having good relationships with people, we're in situations that make us really happy, where we're feeling connected, where we're feeling particularly social, our vagus nerve will actually promote a sense of well-being in the body and in the mind. Now, the vagus nerve's significance also extends beyond its natural functions. So researchers have found that they've explored the vagus nerve stimulation as a way of creating a therapeutic intervention for people. So not just letting the vagus nerve run wild and do what it does, but actually stimulating it. And they found through stimulating the vagus nerve, there's promising results in affecting depression and mood disorders. This is done by modulating the vagus nerve's activity and its connection to both our mood regulating brain regions and also that calmness, that rest and digest that it's known for. So stimulation actually becomes something that's really interesting when we look at regulating the vagus nerve. So we know that it does all these things. We know that it affects our heart. We know that it affects our lungs. We know that it affects our gut. We know that it affects our immune system. We know that it affects our mental health, right? But also now we know that if we stimulate it, if we find one of these various ways to stimulate it, we can actually improve its tone or its function, right? So aside from stimulating it for mood disorders, which we do in our clinic quite a lot and find really great results with, it also can improve inflammatory conditions. So there are some preliminary studies that suggest vagus nerve stimulation can help modulate inflammatory responses. And this actually can offer some potential relief for chronic inflammatory conditions in people. So those are probably the two big things that we want to think about right off the bat. This stimulating it for mood and stimulating it for decreasing chronic inflammation. If you've watched any of the other things that I tend to talk about, inflammation is one of our big bad guys. And if we can deal with that, then we can actually have a lot better health, right? So, to conclude here, the vagus nerve stands as a remarkable regulator of body function. It influences everything from our heart rate to our emotional well-being. And as we continue to unravel it in science, we're going to find more and more potential for it. So thanks for joining me on this today. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. Please check out some of the other videos, and we'll see you soon.